Hello, welcome to the Daily Political Tarot and Astrology here on the Black and Orange channel. Thank you so much for being here. I am here 365 days of the year, even on days when I am horribly late. I apologize. I'm here to read on your political questions, so just put your questions in the chat before I come on. 10% of my income from everything Black and Orange goes to Feeding America at feedingamerica.org, which supplies food to food banks across the country. That's an ongoing thing. We've got epic troll slayers who keep us safe. And we have got a fantastic community here because you have been so kind to each other and you've been so kind to me. Thank you. And if you're watching this on replay, hello. You can go down in the description box. All the questions are listed there. I timestamp them as I go. Or you can watch back on like 1.25 speed. I do that a lot on YouTube. So the nails today are kind of a brownish reddish brown with some gold stripes, and I'm using the Aquarian Tarot, which was, I believe, the first deck I ever bought. This is a replacement deck, but I still have the Halloween deck. This and the Halloween deck were the first decks I ever bought, and I still have the original Halloween deck. But anyway, thank you so much for everybody who's praying for Sarah. She's not doing, she's okay, but she's not doing really well at the moment. She said she's going to take some more medication. She's going to see how she's doing, but she might have to go to the ER this afternoon. So if you can, if you could send some prayers, some healing energy towards Sarah, I'd be very grateful. Thank you. Okay. Thank you, everybody. Oh, and it's Nikki's birthday. Happy birthday, Nikki. Happy birthday. All right. So let's jump right into questions and get a move on here. First questions. Oh, first, I had a question for Katie Arbuckle. You made a comment that said, let me move this up and out of the questions themselves. You asked, hi guys, who's ready for the chaos today? Because Midas Touch brought up something Fani found out in Georgia, and it's looking like we were right all along. I didn't see people, I know at least one other person asked you, what do you mean? And you didn't answer. So I'm just wondering if you wouldn't mind sharing what's going on there. Oh, thank you, Julianne. Thank you. Thank you. So, okay, so the first question, official question today starts at 3:10, and it's about Canada. Our friends to the north. Please see if Trudeau is going to survive another election or be thrown out, because many shady things are going on badly here in our beautiful Canada. That was Maria Luchesse asked that. Glenna Miles said, good morning. For the safety of individuals and the preservation of freedom and democracy in Canada, we need to be free from conservatives. I would like to know if Canada is safe from conservatives. Well, I did not have time to look at it. I'm sorry, but Canada, for what it's worth, you know how the U.S. just went through its Pluto return? Canada is going to go through its Pluto return, I want to say is it 15 years? Anybody who knows or who can look it up quickly. When does Canada have their Pluto return? Actually, hang on. Joy says there were no questions in the description box, and now there are. It's like magic. Exactly. Hang on. Da-da-da. Oh, Canada. Okay, Central African Republic, Czechoslovakia, El Salvador. I think I went too far. Canada. All right, Canada. So, you got a couple of different charts. Okay, let's go with the, yeah, that makes sense. Let's go with the 1867 version. I think that's the one I was thinking of. No, that's not it. Pluto. It's, well, the Canada Dominion 1867 chart has Pluto at 15 degrees of Taurus. So, so that's going to be a while. But let me know, because I know that Canada still has its Pluto return ahead. It's not immediate. Kathy Dallas says, "Oh, a real book." I know, right? Lucky Girl, 1867. So yeah, it's ding. So right now, Pluto's way up here. It's moving back and forth over between Capricorn and Aquarius. So it's moving back and forth over this line right here. Okay. Now, so it's going to be a while until it gets down to the middle of Taurus, but it will come for you. I wish I had a link, but if you ever want something amusing, I want to say it was it last week at the beginning of Hal Sparks' Saturday radio live stream? When he does with Johnny Million on Saturdays. Near the beginning, was that the one where they? Yeah, I think that was the one, because they were talking about authoritarians, every country having some link to, having to go through their authoritarian phase at some point, and some recovering and some not. And Hal was saying that he's really looking forward to Canada having their authoritarian phase, because it will be adorable. It's very funny. I highly recommend it. It will be an authoritarian takeover that begins with sorry. So anyway, all right. B. Smith says Pluto in Aquarius will be squaring challenging natal Pluto mid-cycle, still a ways off. That's true. Oh, the birthday girl is stepping away for a minute. Happy birthday to you. See, I don't sing unless people ask me to, but sometimes I can't help it. All right. So Canada, you've got a while, but okay, first let's look at Trudeau. I don't know what it is about that guy. I don't get it. It's not my country. It's not my place to pass judgment. And he's been better than some of the alternatives I've seen. I just don't get good energy off the guy. I'm sorry. Rob D says, "Can I please be your authoritarian leader, eh?" Oh, that's so awesome. That was good. That was good. Two of Wands. So, okay, I don't know all the ins and outs of what's going on. And I'm not knocking the man. He could be Mother Teresa, for all I know. I'm just saying. Thank you, Joyce. That's very sweet. Cat Shepherd says Trudeau is a disappointment. B. Smith says it's because he's pretty. I'm always suspicious of pretty boys. Yeah, actually, speaking of House Sparks, the other night there was one of Trump's new lawyers was on somewhere in the far right wing sphere, and he was just like, does Donald Trump's Yellow Pages have a centerfold? I mean, She's a lawyer? Really? Yeah. Anyway, Empress. All right, that can be Canada. It's my U.S. card, but it can be Canada. Two of Pentacles. Five of Cups. Hierophant. Moon. Okay. What's going on? What you doing up there? And did the chat freeze up on me? The last thing I've got here is B. Smith at... Okay, there we go. I do have some more stuff. Wow. All right, it jumped. I got a lot all at once. Official 70 says your cat worked. It looks very Egyptian. I know, right? Renier says he's like his father. He's just cuter and thinks and looks good in a suit. Hello, Julie. Mary Smith says, I'm concerned about our lovely neighbor. Rather him than the right. Yeah, exactly. Oh, Visualize 70. Why? Because you're making, yeah. Ugh, I really don't like that song. I don't like the video, but I know what you mean. Okay, so Glenda Miles says Trudeau had to clean up after our wannabe dictator conservative PM Harper attempted to take us south into Republican territory. It was bad. There we go. Absolutely. Hello, Pisces Greeter. Greeter TK. Things are a little shaky for Trudeau. It feels like he's had a lot thrown at him that he's trying to swat away. But there's some real chaos. The government in chaos. You're gonna have to help me here on details, please. I know he's getting a divorce, isn't he? Hang on. So something my name. B. Smith says, Sebastian, my name has one N, just so you know. Sebastian is November 6th. Maybe it is a Scorpio trait. What is a Scorpio trait, my friend? Thank you, Julie Adams. The prayers for Sarah. Angela's saying that Harper was a piece of work. Lucky Girl says we have crazy right-wingers trying to infiltrate the conservative right party. One guy, Mike Roman, is one of the unindicted co-conspirators, is helping them, and they continuously bash Trudeau and his party. Okay. Raymond de Pascal says the fires were not a good thing. Oh, yeah. Janelle Espinoza says the right wing everywhere keep wanting to take over. That's true. Francis, I'm not able to see the chat. My eyes are playing tricks on me this morning, so I'm glad Autumn can read some of the chat comments. I try to give you guys credit. So Lois says, I think Trudeau's doing a good job overall, but the conservatives are painting the picture of failure. Conservatives are leaning right nowadays. Yeah. Glenna Miles says the conservatives have the advantage of a lot of noise and money coming their way. They're pounding Trudeau 24/7 with negative energy and conspiracy theories. It's demoralizing. And Angela M says, I wouldn't want the conservatives getting the leadership. The leader is a real Trumper. So, Mary Smith says, I hope he stays in office. Okay, so it's a world card. I'm still reading on Trudeau. Three of Cups. Justice. Four of Wands. Two of Wands. The Emperor. We're definitely getting hammered by an authoritarian. Is Trudeau, are there, other than his divorce, if that's really happening, are there some other legal things they're accusing Trudeau of? Who up there is getting hit? Is it Trudeau, or is it somebody else who's getting hit with the Justice card? Because somebody's being smacked upside the head with it. This is a card of vacation or retirement, but it is also Wands, which can be the far right, messaging of a wannabe dictator here. Oh, Harold. Hello, Harold. Harold McGuire. Your earlier question, according to Midas Touch, Trump is getting secret help in the RICO case. Russia is helping with misinformation, according to Willis court filing. Jeez. Oh, we'll have to look at that. Angela M. says Alberta has a right-wing government that wants to separate from Canada. Is anybody, there are always legal issues around them, says Glenna Miles. The whining from the right is deafening for their wannabe strongman. Yeah. Sharon says, the problem is no matter how good you are, people want to change after so many years, so the opposition gets in. Yeah. Okay. Let me see if I can turn this down. I might be able to see the little dark, but I can see the cards better. See if I turn on auto exposure. Not great. Yeah, okay, there. It'll adjust as I lift up the cards. That'll work. All right. So, Harold McGuire, Autumn Heavy Sigh is exactly how I feel. Well, I've got a big Justice card, but I've got a World card and I've got a Retirement card. Lullabelle. Authoritarian energy is in its last throes, Capricorn and Pluto in Capricorn, and it's doubling down and trying to spread as far and wide and deep as it can. Yes. Do you know when, Lullabelle, do you know when Canada has their Pluto return? I mean, it's going to be a while. I'm just wondering. I know they still have it ahead of them, but maybe it's the square coming up that might be causing some problems. Sharon Rice says, I thought you read on that with Fani. I tried having the DOJ and Homeland remove names from the website, but it's Russian-based. Nothing they can do. Oh, yes, that was the doxing of Fani Willis and some of the other people. Glenn is saying, ask what happens next, liberals and democracy or conservatives and fascism? Okay, hang on a second. Judgment. Do you know when the next election is? I know that it's not a set date like ours is. Seven of Swords, Queen of Swords, King of Wands, Four of Swords, Moon. Again, Moon. Chaotic energy. That's a thief card. And there's just like the Justice card, the Judgment card, Queen of Swords. There's a far right messenger. There's silence here and then chaos. Elflower, 1 stars. Will the U.S. be split into 2? No. All right. What I'm getting is I've got pieces here. Glenna Miles says October 20th, 2025. Is that the square? So, thank you, Fran. Thank you. Yeah. There's some kind of big judgment coming. Judgment, justice. Sharon says Trudeau also got into trouble. RE expenses he incurred on a holiday. Got a thief card. Far right, maybe trying to send messages, cause problems. But then I get this silence and chaos because of it. Glenn Mouse's next election date is set. Ooh, when is it? So, Canada, your next election, are we talking, are you going left or right? Beastman says, pause and chat. My kitty Felix needs petting. Hello, Felix. Kitty. You good kitty. Sharon says the next Canadian election is in 2025. Oh, is that the October 20th? Glenna Miles, far right, is howling for a new election. ASAP, October 20th, 2025. And hello, Sparkles. I saw this was your first time here. All right, you going left or right? Next election, Canada. The clearest thing I'm getting is you will survive. There's a lot of chaos, but both U.S. and Canada are in we're in stronger positions long term than we realize. The foundations are holding, is what I'm getting. Three of Cups. Let's hope there's a liberal celebration. Lovers. Ace of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles. Nine of Cups. Justice. All right, so you've definitely got some right wing over here who are working. But this is everything laid out, all the Democratic votes laid out. I wonder if are they going to try to pull some of the legal stuff that conservatives in the U.S. Lois McDonald says we have 5 parties here in Canada. Well, I understand. I was just trying to get left or right. Thank you, Sparkles. But all it's clear. All the left-leaning votes, they're right there, and the courts will hold. But the extreme, you've got your own extremists up there. And there's some, but I'm getting some funny money. Some funny money going into this movement. Work. I'm getting the foundations hold. So okay. Oh, Linda Ramsey says my kitty Chase says Boo Boo Kitty is the cat's meow. Thank you. Hoopy Bunny. Yay. I don't agree with Trudeau on many things, but I don't want conservatives at all. Lois McDonald says the 3 main parties are liberals, conservatives, and the New Democratic Party. What are the New Democratic Party? I had a terrible time just trying to figure out what was going on in the UK. Now that's crazy town. That's chaos. You actually have a monster raving loony party. That's their name, and the first plank is you cannot hold office. Glenn Miles says NDP is the social conscience of the left. Okay, so they're even more further to the left than the Liberals. Okay. Again, 3 of Cups. I think we'll see. Death card, 8 of Cups, Wheel of Fortune, 10 of Pentacles, 9 of Swords. Again, some kind of legal or voting chaos here. So it's like the Conservatives don't do well and they're forced to walk away because there are all of these more liberal votes, but there's some kind of switcheroo that they try to bring things into question. That's all I'm getting. There's ultimately you've got the same problem we do, which is you've got to stop listening to the misinformation. And I know you don't listen to it, but we have to stay calm and we have to vote. So that's what I'm getting. There's Mrs. Cheating. It's always cheating. Oh. All right. Man. All right, let's move on to an article I saw, but I have not had a chance to look at. So I think we should look at it together. All right, let me get rid of that for a second. And share. Yes, Cherry Bomb. Batten down the hatches, weather the far right storm. Yeah. Share screen. And what is this? Trump looking at Judge Chutkan, placing him under house arrest? Says a DC insider. Tell me more. During an appearance on MSNBC, longtime Washington insider Jonathan Alter claimed that Donald Trump could end up under house arrest for defying Judge Tanya Chutkan. It would be highly problematic to put a former president in prison. And in the case before Chutkan, she likely would sentence him to house arrest for his out-of-court outbursts after she already warned him. The president is not looking at jail time, he told the host. In a normal case, yes, he would be jailed for contempt of court, but as a practical matter, he can't be. I disagree, but okay. Oh, and yes, did you guys hear about the Trump went out to the ball game or whatever, and he was met with a banner that was saying, "Where's Melania?" All right. They can't house the Secret Service in jail. I mean, it's possible he would get house arrest, but you don't have to house the Secret Service in jail. They can take over. I mean, he's not the first. He would not be the first person high up in the government to go to prison. So I wanted to have a look at this. Was it the VP? Oh, thank you, Hoopy Bunny. Love Jalous says house arrest is good. Michelle Grande says Trump should lose the Secret Service. He's a traitor. Mary Smith saying the guards could be sworn in. I read. Maggie, who says, I've heard the U.S. Marshals. Yeah, I've heard that too. That it's the prison guards and the U.S. Marshals specifically could take over. I don't know why it would go to the U.S. Marshals. I don't know exactly how that works, but that's what I've heard too. Knight of Pentacles, sitting pretty. That's not sitting in a jail cell. That could be sitting at home. Especially if you saw that other picture that scrolled through when I was on the page where Trump's at the omelet bar or whatever the heck at Mar-a-Lago. Ugh. Yeah, Sharon Rice, house arrest with no internet. Yeah. Linda Ramsey says he should lose his pension as well. Azalea says Trump will most likely end up in a military facility. And Charles Schmidt says, let the military watch him in jail or house arrest in Trump Tower. No golf. Well, that would be the key thing. Well, oh, thank you, Robin Lisa. Do you see Bibi in Israel going to jail? He's bad. I haven't looked at that in a really long time. I'll see what I can do, but it's not, just so you know, everybody, it's not pay to play around here. I just take your questions out of the chat before I come on, but I'll see if I've got time to get to it. If not, I can look at it tomorrow. Four of Pentacles. And we're looking at, it's going to be hard for him to be under house arrest if Letitia James is seizing his assets, including his home. And I'm waiting for the day when he is held accountable for living in a rental property that he owns that he is not supposed to be living in. Eight of Wands. Page of Pentacles. Three of Wands. Five of Cups. Oh, the hits are going to keep coming. Page of Pentacles. Boy, big money problems. And he's waiting for his ship to come in, because right now he's trying to knock down everything that's being thrown at him, but he can't knock all of it down. But these are all minor arcana, and they are weak. And Trump's position just gets weaker and weaker and weaker. I know some of you were saying about he signed over Mar-a-Lago to Junior or Eric or somebody, but apparently that was a hoax. I don't know. Thank you, Dave. Yeah, Cat Shepherd. Put him in one of Kushner's properties. That's slumlord. I know he's not going to be treated with the deference that so what, the prison guards are going to come to the door to let you out to take a shower for 5 minutes, going with the tears in their eyes, going, sir, it's your turn to go to the commissary. Sir, it's your turn to 5 minutes take a shower. Oh, he is begging the suckers for money. He is desperate. Four of Swords. Oh, that's definitely being told to cool your jets. Death card. Oh, yeah, he's going to be hemmed in somewhere, and he's going to be very unhappy. King of Swords. King of Pentacles. Of course, the people on the right will try to make hay out of it. Two of Pentacles. And he's allowed out to go to court in his other cases. I'm getting he's going to be hemmed in. He's somewhere where legally you're silent. Oh, thank you, Lois. Thank you. Because I've got a death card here, and this is a very, very aggressive prosecutor. And the people over here can make, your Jimmy Jim Jordans might want to save him, but they can't. And Trump's financial and his other cases not going well. So, yeah, it's going to be good. Elflower One Star says remove his plane. Have him take a routine airline like everybody else. Yeah, have him treated like everyone else. That's what's wrong with that? I don't want him to come to any harm, but I want him to be treated like everyone else, go through the courts. If he is convicted with evidence, then he should be sentenced the same as everybody else. He should have the same limitations imposed upon him. I know there are some prisons in certain states where you can like rent basically an iPad to watch a movie, but you can't have an iPad all the time. You don't get your phone all the time. So, yeah. A low salty chip. Okay, well. All right, at 37:50. I did not write down the time for that. Shoot. Okay. Anyway, 38 minutes in. I'll have to go back and figure out what that was. Just for now, I'm just going to put in 30. Okay. Marjorie Taylor. Marjorie Taylor is backtracking on Biden's, saying the impeachment inquiry. Marjorie Taylor saying the Biden impeachment inquiry cannot be rushed. You filed for Biden's impeachment before Biden was sworn in. What the heck? What the heck? King of Pentacles. She's trying to ingratiate herself with the more establishment Republicans, but yeah. Page of Cups. World. Tower. Devil. I never get good cards for this woman's future. Sun. Trying to figure out what's going on with MTG. There's somebody who's going to have some information. Yes, Coyote Rosenbaum to MTG. Get stuffed. Yeah. Somebody with information, and someone comes forward. Somebody has information here, and suddenly, boom, for Marjorie Taylor. World, Tower, Devil, Sun, everything come to light. It can also be my dumbest people in the world, racist. Well, they're not the dumbest. They're one of the dumbest. What you doing? Or what did you do? Is it just me, or when I read on her, do I always get terrible cards in her future? I think we might need to look at, well, at least 3 cards on her, and maybe a Jack Smith kind of situation. Up here, Michelle Ellis says, I trust means MTG will be indicted, tried, convicted, and jailed. Oh gosh, I hope. As long as it's fair. Flower and Stars, MTG isn't a senator. She's a representative, just so you know. King of Wands. King of Wands. Rainier says, according to those cards, she has no future. Wheel of Fortune. 7 of Rods. So on the defensive. 4 of Rods. Retirement. Vacation. It feels like retirement. This also can be my card of Mar-a-Lago, but this is retirement. First of all, Trump's not going to choose her for VP. But it's more than that. Yeah, there's something comes where she is really on the defensive, and then does that mean there will come a day when she will Michelle Bachmann away and I will not have to read on her again? Seriously, one of the best days excuse me, one of the best days was when I realized I would never have to read on Michelle Bachmann again. And then after a while, I didn't have to read on her. Somebody who has a very similar astrological chart, who's Sarah Palin. I didn't have to read on her anymore either. Those were good days. Oh, man. Glenn says, we hear you. Maggie, who's got her fingers crossed? Yeah. There's the sun again. Emperor. 9 of Cups. Justice. Emperor. It could be Trump, but this could also be like the Speaker of the House, because she has been ingratiating herself with various of those people. But this is evidence laid out, gathered, laid out, cataloged, and justice. Boom. She's in trouble. Something's coming for her. So I'm so sorry. Just give me 1 second. Darren, I agree with you. Modification techniques, they do work. These judges are only increasing 45's behaviors because he's given no real consequences. They basically reinforce him every single day. So the behavior will. Yes, absolutely. And Cherry Bomb says, just one day without having to hear her voice. Oh. Wouldn't it be lovely? CC Ryder says she asked for a pardon. Oh, trouble's coming. All right. 4510, 4515. Is it Dory Subshire? I'm afraid I don't know how to say that properly. 40 at 45. 5:30. The gallows that were at the insurrection, will they find out who built them? They do something about it. You would think they would know. I mean, it wasn't subtle. And there are cameras, so they should know who put up the gallows. Oh. Ten of Swords. Yeah. Whoever put it up, they weren't, I don't think they were kidding. Magician. A priestess. Ten of Pentacles. I think they already do know. Has anybody else heard anything about this? Because magician, this is somebody who tried to pull a fast one, but this is a secret, and this is dynasty, Republican dynasty. The people on the right protecting each other here and there. Hasn't it been included in somebody's, I guess it would be in the news if it had been included in somebody's charges. Renee says, you don't build a gallows without intention, just saying. Okay, it's just chills. Emperor. Knight of Wands, Death card, Star. Again, I'm not getting justice. I'm not getting a justice card here. I'm getting this person being idolized on the far, far, far right. I would think they would know who this is, but the cards are saying this person's being protected. Oh, so I'm surprised, but that's what I'm getting. So that's what the cards are for. So I get out of my own way. Hello, Marby. Ugh. Yeah, Sharon Rice Black. Ugh. Gross. Okay. I've already read on her. I'd rather not. Oh, Vicky was asking about Cruel King Abbott of Texas. We read on the nicest people, don't we? 49. Oh. Run away, run away. All right, Cruel King Abbott of Texas is appealing the order of the DOJ to remove the wire and the razor wire and buoys from the Rio Grande. Make sure I get the word cruel in there. Because people have died. Vile. Excuse me. All right, Cruel King Abbott of Texas, your torture chamber in the river. Oh, I'm not. Will the court uphold the DOJ's order to get rid of it? Look, it's an emperor. Guess who that is? Four of Swords. Page of Pentacles. The devil. 5 of Pentacles. Yes, people who have nothing. Who have absolutely nothing and are sick and just devastated and who have nothing. But go ahead, tell me what a great Christian you are. 5 of Cups. Whole thing's vile. Well, he's trying to kick down the cups of decency. But he can't knock them all down. He's disappointed. It's heinous. All right, Justice card. Justice card. So will the buoys of torture and death remain? Wheezy Squeezebox says, razor wire doesn't discriminate, unlike cruel King Abbott. That's true. Page of Wands. Oh, yes, do get your minions to stand on the river bank watching people suffer and die. People have absolutely nothing. Christian, huh? You know, I was raised Catholic. I've read a lot of the Bible. I had to study. I had to go to Sunday school. I went to Catholic schools. I know what Jesus said. I know what Yahshua of Nazareth was about. That ain't it. Knight of Swords. Oh, yes, the National Guard. Like the one who just shot across the river and shot someone on over the border on Mexican territory. Yeah. Wheel of Fortune. 4 of Swords. Chariot. 7 of Rods. He's not in any hurry to take it down. Even if he has to, I just see him fighting it. His argument didn't, I mean, this cruelty and his argument in the court, it didn't go well, but it's still there. Yes, Salty Chip. Didn't a National Guardsman shoot someone over the border? Why, yes. Why, yes, it did. Chariot, and then on the defensive, but yeah, that thing's going to be there for a while. I don't get it. Okay, I think I've got one more question in me. The energy today is really bad, but this is what I'm here to read on. So, let me tell you a brief story. I was very, very fortunate when I was a teenager that my father was transferred overseas, and when we got to Holland, we got to the Nederland. My father was like, okay, so, we'll enroll you at the American school. And I said, no, I want to go to the British school. And my parents are like, what? Wait, what? And he's like, I don't think you can. I said, well, let's try. And so we went over there, and they didn't necessarily want me to, but they decided to give me a try, and I've never worked so hard in my life. It's a completely different system, but I don't have a high school diploma. I have British A-levels. There was a reason I was telling you that story. And now I can't remember. There's a reason I was telling you that story. Oh, I know. Okay. So when you get A-levels, you don't study like 7 or 8 subjects. You choose like 3, 4 if you're really bright. But you choose, most people, they choose 3 subjects. You focus just on those 3 subjects for 2 years, and then you have exams right at the end that determine your grades, which is just horrifying. But anyway, so went through 2 years of studying English. Every book they, we'll go read this, we're going to study this, we're going to study this, we're going to study this. Okay, and we're going through, and it was just getting so bad because, first I was stuck studying Hamlet again for, I think, the 3rd school I was in a row. I never did get to study anything that wasn't a tragedy by Shakespeare. Got to study Macbeth once, and then everywhere I went, it was Hamlet, Hamlet, Hamlet. There was war poetry. There was, it was just, everything was just a downer. And so toward the end, I went to one of my English teachers, and I just said, because we have two English teachers, 2 history teachers. I went to one of my English teachers. I said, look, okay, I know we've got, how many books are left on it's like, well, there's 1 book left. Okay. We've studied nothing but the most miserable tragedies this whole time. What's the last book? And he looked at me and he went, Joseph Conrad? Joseph Conrad? No. He said, as I lay dying, it's like, no, just no. I don't recommend that book. It's, oh gosh. Anyway. So for our last question today, after all of this energy, Love Chalou had a question. How's Putin's health doing? And he's still hoping Trump win in 2024. So after all Marjorie Taylor Greene and Kroll, King Abbott and all of this, it's, hey, how's Putin doing? Let's look. 58 minutes in. So, Amy Jones says, we say Lord of the Flies. That was a gross book for sure. Oh, yeah. Paula Stella says, I just read As I Lay Dying for the book club I'm in. Oh, my gosh. Cindy says, reason I couldn't watch Game of Thrones, it was too grim. Yeah, I couldn't watch Game of Thrones either. And I've got a couple of, they've shown little snippets in media here and there, including some of the grossest parts that it's like nightmare fuel. But anyway, yeah, but As I Lay Dying, I mean, he worked so hard to make the coffin for his mother. And this whole thing, and the whole family get together going to bury her, and somebody from the outside sees them, and it's this rickety, shoddily put together box, and just not only is the whole situation just dire, but then somebody see it from the outside, you get from their perspective, and all the effort they've put in is just pathetic. It was just okay. Then there's the Kate Chopin book, which is great until the ending. Rise and fall of, is it Silas Mariner? And the scandal of that, and of course it was the fall part. Oh, Rainier says at least you didn't have to read the of Human Bondage by Somerset Maugham. I loathed that book. The Way of All Flesh was also just miserable. Wheezy Squeezebox says Dr. Zhivago was much too scandalous to watch. Whew. Three of Cups. He's losing in Ukraine. Lovers. Silas Marner. Thank you, Julian. Lovers. Eight of Swords. 10 of Swords. Good grief. That was 35 years ago. Yeah, that was 35 years ago. No wonder I can't remember the title. King of Wands. World. You're done. He's done. He's done. He might be trying. I mean, King of Wands here. He might be trying to destabilize what he can in the U.S., but he's in dire shape. The military, he's losing. He's it's a last gasp, and he's done. Jeff Sitzman says, as I lay dying, scarred me for life. Apparently it scarred me too. Thank you for coming to my therapy. Oh yeah, Moby Dick, yeah. Putin's just losing. Loser. Maria Zamora is asking, what happened to his illness? He's horrible. He is horrible. And I think he's still sick. It's just, the cards are just saying he's losing against Ukraine. And he's too boneheaded to say, cut your losses. Oh, Lullabelle says, transiting Pluto in Capricorn is sextiling Justin Trudeau's Mars. Early degrees of Pluto in Aquarius will trine his Pluto conjunct his Venus and North Node. And we'll wait for Lullabelle to explain what that means. Putin, Eight of Cups. Yeah, having to walk away from these walls of that the Ukrainians have put up that aren't walls. You know, it's drones and what have you. Kathy DeLau says, I admit I found Moby Dick boring as heck. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely. Yeah, that, and what else did we have to read? There was something by Charles Dickens we had to read, but it was also just miserable. I remember I called a friend of mine who had the classes with me, and I was like, okay, I'm going to read this to you from the first couple pages of this book we have to read. And I read, one of the paragraphs, and I said, what is that? She said, waffle. I said, what do you mean waffle? She said, rhubarb. I don't know what you mean. It's nothing. It's fluff. It's filler. I was like, yes, it is. Okay. Two of Swords, Four of Wands, Chariot. That was a bad decision, Pody. Four of Wands. These feel like funeral bowers. Chariots. Oh, bad. Okay. I'm walking away from this energy because I'm getting huge funeral marches, huge. Yeah, I'm walking away. We're done. We're done. Okay, a message for us, because we can't leave it on that. Oh my gosh. At 105. 0540. Message for us, because whew. Oh, Cheryl Clark had to study Julius Caesar. Oh. Mary Smith says, I read a lot of Dostoevsky in high school. Yeah, Crime and Punishment, and yeah. I read a lot of Russian stuff too. Not all of it. Well, not, I probably couldn't get through all of it, but not all the biggest names, biggest books, but I read quite a few. Seven of Swords. Well, they try to take our joy, steal our elections, but it just doesn't seem to work. Queen of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, Emperor, Hanged Man, Eight of Pentacles. All of these people going forward, like your Ginny Thomases and your you name it, and Trump and all of this going forward is not going to work well for them. There will still be people on the other side who are like Jim Jordan, trying to make a lot of noise, but this is minor arcana. And stress not, sleep well, because the idiot is going down legally, rightfully. So, all right. All right. Yes, Maria Zamora says, shake off that energy, Autumn. Have a great day. True. Because it's a great day. It is. Cheryl Clark says, my son has all the Harry Potter books. Good. Lullabelle says, Mars is conjunct my midheaven today. Ooh. So you're onwards and upwards. Good. I think that's, this is random, just because I want to get out of that energy. One of the reasons that Sarah and I talk about small business together and being creative and business stuff, her son is sitting right on top of my midheaven, which is like 2 degrees away from my north node. So yeah, it's lovely. Anyway, all right, that's gonna do it for me for today. Zay says, I won't be at the sprints today. We're having company over. I hope you have a good time. It's 1:38 p.m. here in Chicago. At 3 o'clock, I'll be over on the Creative Sprints channel. Sarah's not going to be there. I just hope that she's feeling better. I'm going to check in with her when I leave here. But I'm here 365 days of the year. Oh, kitty. Oh, would you? I'm here 365 days of the year, and I will be right back here tomorrow. Yes, I will. All right. Have a wonderful rest of your day. You're not alone. We are in this together, and there are good days ahead. All right. Hang in there. See you tomorrow.